Okay, my name is Susan Norwell, and I am going to talk you through how to use the 4-grid communication book that we have up on Rhett-U's store. So this book was birthed as I was doing a consult for a major district in my area, and I went into classrooms and I saw kids that all had iPads, but they weren't using them to communicate. And we needed a way to bring the communication home a little bit and teach teachers and teach the IAs, the teaching assistants, how to model language. Because without modeling of what's going on, the kids aren't going to learn. And if you've got kids in a classroom on, 10 different systems and 10 different language sets, it was really difficult. And plus, a lot of the classrooms had kids with autism, so they were just bing, 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 bing. So what we came up with was this 4-grid. So I kind of conceptualized what are the big 4 things we need. We need to tell people we like things, we need to tell people we don't like things, we need to ask for help, and we need to tell people how we're feeling. Now, the interesting things for individuals with Rett syndrome is they love to give you their opinions. We would love if they would use their words instead of whining or crying when they need something. Now, I'm not talking about when girls are really in pain or really struggling. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about the kid who, if she doesn't get her video, is like starting to shriek at us, and we need to figure out what's going wrong. Or the kiddo who's starting to shut down because maybe they have to go to the bathroom. We think they're not interested, but if they just said, I need to go to the bathroom, we could get them there, they could go to the bathroom, and they could come back to class. So in my mind, communication is the first goal. We have got to get people fully communicative. And if you've heard me talk, you know that that means fully literate, so that they can read and they can write. But the other issue is, a lot of the girls now have some really nice eye gaze devices, but you're not going to take them to the pool, and you're not going to grab it every single time you run out to have an errand, and maybe you're around the table at a restaurant and there's barely enough room for the plates, and you still need a way to include her in conversation. So this low tech is really a nice way to have something with you all the time. So this also, in the classroom I was working in, the classrooms I was working in, we've made it poster board size so that teachers could be at the front of the class modeling and kids could get the benefit of it. So this works on the principle of partner-assisted scan, just like our ABC books do, the flip books do. And I would say, first we model. Oh my gosh, look at that silly clown. Yes, I really like that clown. It is, yes, great, funny, yes, it is so funny. And all we're using is the kiddo's best yes here, whether they look to us, whether their eyes brighten. I've had kids as young as 18 months old with Rett syndrome that I've been working with. I just saw a baby just a couple of weeks ago when I was in California, and she did such an amazing job of looking at me when I got to the ones that she wanted to say. So we can lay this lovely groundwork for what I call the big 4. Don't like, help. So the helps are set up this way for a reason. I have some girls that are always hungry, and if they could eat all day, they would. That's on the second page you can tuck behind. But here are some other helps. I'm tired. I need to stop. I want something different. I hurt. If that doesn't work, then you've got, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I'm bored, I need to go to the bathroom. But in the beginning, you may want to just focus on the first 4 items in each box before you add the ones on the back flap, so that you're making it a little bit easier for you and easier for the girls. But again, remember, if you don't use this and you don't model it, they're not going to learn to use it either. And in the beginning, you're going to feel like you're modeling way more than they're saying anything. Well, I want to remind you that kids, we talk to kids for a full year before they ever say one word. And we don't stop. We don't say, I'm not going to talk to you because you're not talking to me. No, we keep talking to them. The other thing you can use is kind of a delayed response. Like you can say, oh my gosh, look at that puppy. Oh my gosh, I really like that puppy. And while you're going through the choices, yes, that's great, you pause and you see what they might give you, even though it's your turn to communicate. Oftentimes girls feel less anxious or less worried if they think they're beating you to the punch versus all of the responsibility is resting on them. So you pause and they might look at you at, "That's great," and you go, "Wait a minute, you think it's great? I think that's what I was going to say, that it's great also." And now what's happening is they're kind of like playfully relaxing into how to use this. The other option that I do, as much as we have wonderful directions on the back, is you might want to put a grid here that's topic specific. So if you have a grid for eating, let's say, that you use on your device all the time, or a grid that you use for the playground, this is a great example actually, a playground grid. You can take that playground grid off of your device, like if you're using a Tobii and communicator, you can just print the grid out and you could tape it on the back. And now you can take this to the park. The kiddo has specific vocabulary to use about the park that you can do partner-assisted scan, and they have a way to tell you their opinion if they need help and to tell you how they're feeling. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of both a low-tech companion to your high-tech device or a low-tech place to begin communicating with your kiddo, whether they're very young, 18 months to 2 years, or they're an adult and they've never really had the opportunity to communicate. And just remember how important that modeling is. All right? Thank you.